Hello, I am Xarkun, and this is World of Warships Legends. Today, I want to ask a very important question. It's a question that I don't have the answer to, I just want to ask it. And in order to do that, we're going to have to perform some detailed stats analysis. And we're going to start with the USS Somers, Tier 7 Premium American Destroyer. As you can see, I've put a battleship commander on the Somers. None of Kong's skills actually affect the ship in a way that will show up in the stats page, and I've used doubloons to remove all the modules for the ship, so none of these are coming into play either, which means when we go to the Somers stats page, we are looking at the base stats for the ship, unmodified by any modules or commander skills. And I want to compare these base stats of the Somers to the base stats of the Somers on World of Warships PC. So I've pulled up the Wikipedia page, or the wiki page for the Somers on PC, official wargaming wiki page, and you'll note right off the bat that the wiki page says the Somers is a Tier 10 destroyer on PC. Now isn't that very interesting? Because if we scroll down here and start taking a look at its stats, we'll note that the Somers on PC has 17,300 hit points, just as it does on Legends. If we go to the artillery stats, we see the Somers has 8 127mm guns that reload in 6 seconds, and what do you know? On PC, it has that same 6-second reload and the same number of guns. The only difference between the guns on Somers PC and Somers on Legends is that on PC it enjoys an 11.7 kilometer range, whereas on Legends that range has been nerfed to 10.9 kilometers. But the HE Alpha Strike, the AP Alpha Strike, and the Fire Chance, all the same. All the stats that really count. Obviously the range is a bit of a nerf, but that is to be expected. Typically, destroyer gunboats have less range on World of Warships Legends compared to PC. The same is true of battleships generally. But anyway, moving on, if we go to the torpedoes, you would think that maybe these would be slightly nerfed in the translation to Legends, but no. Still 12 torpedoes, 130-second reload, 17.9k alpha, 66 knot speed. The only difference is that on PC, these torps range out to 16.5 kilometers. On Legends, they only range out to 12. You could call that a nerf, but I would argue it's not much of a nerf at all. The gameplay at Legends tends to happen closer than it does on PC, and losing a few kilometers, I guess 4.5 kilometers off the torp range, really not that significant of a nerf when you've still got 12-kilometer torpedoes that still hit the same and have the same reload time. And then it will gloss over AA because who cares? But we'll take a look at maneuverability and concealment and see that these are all the same with Somers between PC and Legends. There's a little bit of a difference in the concealment in that the base concealment on PC is 7.1, whereas on Legends it is 7, so it's slightly buffed. In any case, the Somers on World of Warships Legends is an extremely close translation to what it is on World of Warships PC. And on PC, it's Tier 10. In Legends, it's Tier 7. My first question is, why? Why is the Somers at Tier 7 when it has the stats of a Tier 10 ship from PC? We do, after all, have the equivalent of Tier 10 in World of Warships Legends, and that would be Legendary Tier. But let's change gears for a second and take a look at the Akizuki, a Tier 7 tech tree Japanese destroyer that's been in the game for a couple of years. It's definitely one of the stronger destroyers at the tier, in my opinion, but it does have some glaring downsides. Mostly that comes to the maneuverability. It's a slow, clumsy destroyer. Like the Somers, I've put on a commander that has no influence on the ship, and I've removed all the modules, although I've kept the ship fully upgraded. So we're going to take a look at its base stats when fully upgraded, and compare those to its stats on PC. So if we pull up our Wikipedia page again, now we've got the Akizuki. Note that the Akizuki is a Tier 8 destroyer, sitting at Tier 7 in World of Warships Legends, and like on PC, it's got 20.4k HP. It's got the same amount of guns, same size, same reload at 3 seconds, same HE and AP alpha, same fire chance. The only real difference is that on PC, the firing range is much more significant, 12.4 compared to a Legends 11 even. So the range is nerfed, but the DPM exactly the same, Alpha Strike exactly the same. Torpedoes, same story here. Same reload time, same speed, same range, and I believe same Alpha Strike. Although I guess on PC it does say 9.9 km range, whereas on Legends it says 10, but that's effectively the same thing. I don't think I see the... here's the Alpha. 20,967 compared to same thing on Legends. Wow, very interesting. Again, we gloss over AA because who really cares? But maneuverability, we see the exact same story, exact same statistics, only on Legends. Apparently the rudder shift on the Akizuki is somewhat better. Concealment, though, also somewhat better. The Akizuki is significantly buffed from its configuration on PC, but this is true of a lot of destroyer concealment. A lot of destroyer base concealment ranges are significantly buffed in Legends compared to what they are on PC, and as a result, destroyers can get a lot stealthier in this game than they can get on PC. But in any case, the Akizuki, as we see, shares basically the same statistics it has on PC, or better, and it's a Tier 8 destroyer that's placed at Tier 7. Why is the Akizuki placed at Tier 7 with the statistics of a PC Tier 8 ship, where the Somers is placed at Tier 7, and it has the statistics of a Tier 10 ship? That seems a little too powerful to me. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but that seems like a little too much spice for a Tier 7 destroyer, and I think that Wargaming even knows that it's a little too much spice. Otherwise, why would they have changed the name of the Somers to Somers CE? They just did this with Wichita and Wichita CE, because according to them, the Wichita CE, which is the original version of the ship, is a little bit too potent. So they wanted to re-release it in a nerfed fashion, which they did with this, the Wichita. Although the nerfs are not very significant at all. In fact, they're quite trivial. But the fact that they named the Wichita this and then put in a nerfed version of the Wichita suggests that they understand that the Somers is too potent for Tier 7, and they plan on re-releasing it in a different, slightly nerfed version sometime in the future. Could that be because it is a ship that they took from Tier 10 on PC, kept all of its base statistics the same, and then put it at Tier 7, where in reality it belongs at Legendary tier with the likes of other Tier 10 ships from PC, say Gearing, Des Moines, Worcester, Montana, Shima, Yamato, all Tier 10 ships on PC, and I bet if we compare the stats, they're pretty much the same, except for things like the Yamato's range on its main battery guns. That would be significantly nerfed. But why do these ships exist at Legendary tier when other Tier 10s exist at Tier 7? What is the standard by which Wargaming balances these ships? Clearly, it's not a simple logical matter of taking them from PC and putting them at the equivalent tier in World of Warships Legends, because clearly they'll take ships from PC, put them at the non-equivalent tier in Legends, and not change really anything significant about them. And then on the other hand, what this really circles back to, ladies and gentlemen, is the video I made yesterday on the new premium Tier 6 British DD Cossack 38. On PC, as we know, it has a much more robust consumable suite. It has 6 British smoke screens, British sonar, and the engine boost. And it's a Tier 8. But here on Legends, it's been nerfed into Tier 7. Now, the gun characteristics have been the same. This is, well, these are not the base statistics, but if they were, they would be the same alpha on HE and AP, same fire chance, same reload time as the Cossack on PC. The big difference is the consumables have been removed, and the firing angles on the guns for the Cossack have been artificially restricted because this is just too much firepower in terms of gun power at Tier 6. So why did they translate the Cossack to Tier 6 while removing a lot of the things that make it so effective, i.e. its consumables, and yet allow it to keep the same statistics it has on the guns as its Tier 8 counterpart? Why so many changes in translation for this ship, but no changes of great significance at all for something like the Somers? Why? I don't understand. I'd like to know what the standards are Wargaming uses when it balances ships, because it's really not clear to me as time goes on. It seems like they put things wherever on an arbitrary basis. I don't get it, and I think it is part of a problem in this game with overall balancing. I don't know how you balance a Tier 10 ship into Tier 7 when you change nothing about the ship's statistics. Makes no sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any theories or any answers to this question, be sure to let me know in the comments section. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.